Okay. All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Also, Restored Motions and ProCharge EV. All right, hope you had an awesome weekend. LSU sweeps Alabama. I was at the box yesterday. Gorgeous day and so interesting. I tweeted last night after the game, or yesterday afternoon, I guess, after the game, Sunday afternoon. I tweeted, today LSU allowed 11 runs on 10 hits, walked 7 and hit 3, committed 4 errors, and won 13-11. The responses to that have been a very interesting test case in the psychology of LSU fans, because I tweeted that with the understanding and intention of saying, even when this team plays that badly, they are still almost impossible to beat. I mean, you have got to be a really good baseball team to beat LSU, even when they are their worst. Christian Little went 3 1/3, got into trouble early, allowed a run in the first, but kind of luckily worked out of it. You had a situation where Alabama's kid hit a ball that Trey Morgan just dropped and left, but the base runner, the batter, ran past the base runner because he just thought it was going to be a fly ball out, so he was just running. So he was out, which gave him a very critical second out, and then of course third out came on the line drive to Cruz. But anyway, so the limited damage there. But man, Christian Little walked 5. Man, walked 5 and 3 1/3. That's the bugaboo, right? You just can't keep putting guys on base. Ackenhausen came in, wasn't great, allowed 4 runs. Money came in, wasn't great, allowed a couple of runs. Collins came in, walked a guy. Like, the pitch selection was wild, just refusing to throw fastballs at times where it's like obvious fastball counts and you need to throw strikes, but whatever. Then Cooper came in and he was the one you needed, 2 1/3 to get you home, allowed 2 runs. I mean, that 9th inning got a little hairy, but he got you home. So anyway, and the bats just never relented, man. That's the thing about this LSU team. They put up the 6-run 5th, came back with 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, homers from Thompson and Kling, big AB by Milazzo to give LSU the lead in the 5th when was that the 7th? Anyway, you had a runner on second. They pinch run for Kling, and Milazzo was up, and I was standing with Hunt Palmer, and he said, "Wouldn't you bat Travinsky here?" I said, "Absolutely not." I said, "Milazzo's hitting 360 or whatever it is. Why would you hit Travinsky? Like, Travinsky, if it was the bottom of the 9th and 2 outs, you were down 1, and you needed someone to run into 1 to give you a sure. But in that situation, with your fastest runner at second base, all I need is just to bloop 1 into the outfield, and Milazzo does that better than anybody on the team right now. So anyway, you sweep, and you countered Arkansas's sweep of Texas A&M, so you maintain your lead over Arkansas, and you keep on rolling. So, okay, let's say some good mornings here. See what y'all got. We're going to move quickly. Hope everybody had a really great weekend. Smash that like button if you're on YouTube. Subscribe up to the channel. Facebook, please like the Matt Moscona page and share the post. Appreciate that greatly. Brant Roban, good morning. So Brant asked about piecing together the staff, if you think that'll work with Floyd and Little continuing to struggle. Yes, well, Floyd has been good of late. He just wasn't good this week. So again, you really come back to it and say, is that the one-off? With the Christian Little, what I would say to you is Christian Little got you through 3 innings up 3-1. Like, I'll take that from Christian Little if he can get me 9 outs and then I can hand it off to the bullpen. The problem was that fourth inning where things just kind of fell apart, which is the same thing that happened against Kentucky a few weeks back. But yes, I mean, that's a great example of the depth of the pitching staff. You have enough arms clearly to get through it. And the thing that's kind of astonishing is just, I mean, go look at ERAs around the SEC right now, or even around the country. It is a little alarming. You know, Ben McDonald talked to us weeks ago, and his opinion was the baseball is juiced. Tennessee right now has the best staff ERA at 3.38. I mean, you're seeing staff ERAs north of 6. It's just a much more offensive game. There's nothing else to say other than, you know, they changed the bats. Clearly, they juiced the ball, and you just have a much more offensive game, more reminiscent to what we saw in the 90s. I mean, that's what this is. So you're going to see a lot of 13-11s on game 3s. Matt Plavidal, good morning. Trivia Carter, strong side, good morning. Cody Kibido, morning, Matt. Can the lineup keep up if they have to score 8 ton runs a game? Yes. Didn't you see him do it? Y'all, this team is 15-5 through 7 SEC weekends. They're 15-5. They're the consensus number 1 team in the country. You have a large enough sample size to know, yes, they can do this. They've swept back-to-back weekends. Yes, they made it through the grind. The first 5 weeks of their conference schedule was a meat grinder, and they didn't lose a series. They're so good, they will keep finding ways to win games. Every team has warts, y'all. Go Tigers, good morning. Tim Gotro, Shelby Kelly, good morning. Thoughts on the Saints draft. Talked about it yesterday, Shelby. Love what they did. We'll go in greater detail today on AFR. I'm just short on time this morning, so I'm not going to go deep dive into it because we did do a deep dive yesterday. Go Tigers, only 125 more days till LSU destroys Florida State. Okay. Stuart Andrews, good morning. Wendell Norman, Bailey C. Love the running back the Saints took. First guy that touches him never makes the tackle. Donovan Peterson. Let's see. Weston Weaver, good morning. Are you worried about how many runs we gave up? Is that bad pitching, or is Bama that good hitting overall? Bama came into this series with the second best batting average, team batting average in the Southeastern Conference, second only to your Fighting Tigers of LSU. So yes, Bama's a very experienced, very veteran team. They don't have great starting pitching. They have a pretty good bullpen, and LSU still annihilated them. I don't know what to tell you. Reed Rule, Nick Newbill, Jesse Post, good morning. Cajun Country, what separates Skeens from the rest of the bullpen is his ability to shake off the close calls from the umpire. Floyd and Little tend to get rattled. No, Cajun Country, what separates Skeens from the rest of the bullpen is that he throws 100 and has a wipeout slider. And please don't compare anything about Paul Skeens to anybody else on this team. Come on, man. Like, I understand your point. That's a total non-starter, bro. Like, he's the best pitcher in the country. He's going to be the second pick in the draft. He's literally the best arm talent we've ever seen at LSU. Don't compare him to anybody else. It's not his mental makeup. It's that he throws 100 and has a slider that moves 18 inches. Reed, I'm definitely concerned about our pitching moving forward, but at the same time, looks like most teams are in the same boat. Like, would I love it if LSU had this dominant number 2 and number 3 that you could hand the ball to and you knew what you were going to get every single time? Yes. Yes, I would. That's also just not really the reality a lot of places. Like Tennessee last year was a great outlier when they had Dolander, Burns, and Beam, and they were all awesome. That's just not common in college baseball. But after Skeens, you know you have Floyd, who has the ability to give you 8 1/3, and Little, who has the ability to get you off to a good start. So, y'all, they're 15-5. They've swept back-to-back weekends. You've got to maintain some perspective here. It's college baseball. It doesn't always look pretty. They're college baseball players. C-Mac, what's up, man? LSU's 15-5 through the toughest part of the schedule. Arkansas, South Carolina, and Vandy have the toughest part of the schedule to come. Josh Geraldo, Floyd seems to shut down mentally at the first sign of adversity. I completely disagree with that. Arkansas is a great example whereby he started really rocky for the first inning and a half and then got you through 5 because he settled in and was really good after that. Leon Williams, good morning. Matt Plavidal. Matt, didn't see the games this weekend. How did Thatcher Hurd do? Thatcher Hurd got the save in game 2. He was actually sensational coming out of the bullpen. 5 of the 6 outs he recorded were via strikeout. Very, very good. Or maybe it was 6 of the 7 he recorded were via strikeout. But anyway. Used him in a different role, and he did fantastic. Thomas Lamont, LSU still top half of the SEC team ERA. It's an offensive game. You need to get out of the 2011 to 14 mindset. Jason Keene, hope the family's good. Thank you, man. Shelby sounded was a good team. They found ways to win no matter what. Right. Jump over to Facebook. Say some good mornings over here. Kelly Gross, Bubba Smith, Jason Austin, Trey Fisher. What's good? Deborah Coward, good morning. So glad we swept Alabama. Lowell Cormier headed to D.C. for a conference. Will travel in style with my Hudco hat. I love it, Lowell. Thank you, dude. Always representing, man. Jason Austin, pitching after Skeens is what worries me once we start tournament play. Yeah, it shouldn't, because as I've explained this a bajillion times to everybody, you got to win 2 games. Like, you go, well, regionally you got to win 3. But you're going to start whoever. You probably start Little or Hurd or someone like that in your opener against a 4 seed that you'll beat like a drum. You give Skeens the ball in your marble game and you'll win. So then someone's going to have to come back and beat you twice on a Sunday and a Monday, and you'd have likely Floyd ready to go right there. And then all of your bullpen arms or whatever else you need backing them up. And someone will have to beat you twice. Good luck. LSU hasn't lost back-to-back games all season. So you win a regional, you go to Super, and then it's the same thing you've seen so far through SEC play where LSU hasn't lost a weekend. You have Skeens going on Friday, he'll win. And then someone's going to have to beat you twice. Good luck. At the box. Good luck. If you do, tip your hat. But it's how this team's built. You go to Omaha, the same thing's going to happen. You're going to give the ball to Skeens in your first game, and you're going to win. And then if you get a good outing from Floyd in game 2, you get the luxury of being able to rest while teams have to go through the loser's bracket, and someone's going to have to come out of it and beat you twice. Good luck. You make it to the championship series, same thing as every other weekend where you've won 2 out of 3. So, I mean, I get it, y'all. Like, I'm not putting a trophy in the trophy case. Don't misunderstand me. It's baseball and weird things can happen. But, like, y'all aren't thinking logically based on a sample size of 41 games or whatever it is they've already played to illustrate what this team is. What this team is a team that hits the crap out of the baseball with a relentless lineup that nobody can slow down, and that is paced by the best pitcher in college baseball and has a really deep staff of arms. I didn't even mention Javen Coleman, who was great this weekend. Maybe Coleman's the one I was thinking of that struck out 5 of the 6 he faced. It all runs together. Matthew Garner, surprised Stetson Bennett got drafted. By surprise, I mean irritated. Megan Hurst, good morning. Sean Gasser, seems like every game the announcers talk about pitchers getting squeezed, up having tight zones. Yeah, you know what, Sean? Listen, I haven't heard, I don't know what you're talking about, the announcers. Like, I haven't heard a comment specifically. Every umpire is different. The only thing I care about is just to be consistent both sides during the course of a game. If you're given the outside corner in the 3rd inning, you got to give the outside corner in the 7th. You know, if you're not giving it to one pitcher, you can't give it to another. That's the only thing I care about. And I will tell you this, and I'll say this out loud, but like every time I listen to Chris Blair and Doug Thompson, I love those guys. I know Buzzy was on the call yesterday. I love those guys. But every time a pitch is a ball that's even marginal, Chris is like, oh, not sure where that missed. I mean, it's just he doubles down on that sort of stuff, which does affect the viewer, the fan. Like, I mean, it's like no LSU pitcher's ever thrown a ball. I mean, come on, man. Like, anyway, so I tend not to get too caught up in ball strikes as long as it's consistent. Paul Losi, David Tolson, Carl Ritter, good morning. Let's see. Caleb Gandy. They lost their number starter before season. 2 best arms out, the better arms out the bullpen. Okay, yes. I think what you're saying is they've had injuries and they're still winning. Yes, I agree. Good Chris Blair impression. Anyway. Yeah, Sean, I mean, that's, if you're just listening to the LSU radio call, you are getting I'm just not going to say anymore. I'm just not going to say anymore. Craig Dugas, good morning. Let's see. I got to get rolling, y'all. My apologies. Got to get Drew up and get him out to school. Please smash that like button if you would there on YouTube. Subscribe up to the channel. No, so Reed asked for an update on the Bama catcher. I don't know. Thank you for asking, Reed. I'll see if I can find something out today. For those that missed, it was a scary scene. It looked like he maybe got hit in the neck with a ball bounced. He kind of lunged forward to block it. It looked like it kind of caught him in the neck, and a few pitches later, he kind of stood up and then just collapsed, and then had a hard time getting him off the field. Like they had to LSU trainers had to carry him off the field. So, yeah, I did not get an update, but thank you for asking. It reminds me to try to do that today. Leon Williams, weekend in Baton Rouge, got an all-access tour of Tiger Stadium. We should always have top 5 recruiting class on stadium facilities, campus alone. Ray Langlois, good morning. Trivia, y'all tripping with Coleman looking better and better as the weeks go on. I ain't worried. Yeah, I mean, Trivia, the thing is, I think I know I use the expression all the time, but it's hard to see the forest through the trees. When you're not watching, what do you think Alabama fans are saying today? Scored 11 runs and still lost. What do you think their fans are saying today? You lost to a team when you scored 11 runs on 10 hits and the opponent committed 4 errors. You think they're giving LSU credit today? Or they say, man, our team sucks. Our defense sucks. Can't hit in the clutch. Our pitching staff's awful. Like, oh, never mind the fact that you've got Dylan Cruz and Tommy White and Gavin Dugas leading off and Trey Morgan. And you got Jared Jones, who's a freshman Godzilla who's clubbed 15 homers. And like, oh, you bring this other freshman Kling off the bench to pinch run. And he gets one AB and he hits an Oppo Taco shot. Like, no, you're not giving any credit to the fact that LSU's lineup is a behemoth. It's like, that's just the nature of fans, man. Like, they're fine. Like, they're the consensus #1 team in the country, y'all. There is not a better team in college baseball. Gary Petrie, good morning. Antron Hemingway, good morning. Alex DeVilliers, I think we're just about done. All right, I got to get rolling. It's 8 o'clock. I got to get rolling. Okay, y'all have an awesome day. Thanks so much for watching. Much more on the LSU baseball series and draft recap today on AFR. We'll look forward to seeing y'all then. Peace.